case that I felt was necessitated a press conference on this Sunday afternoon, because this is something that represents my worst nightmare as a father and as sheriff. We had a situation this morning in Callaway where an individual broke into a residence with two young girls, and we believe this could have potentially been an abduction or a homicide case if not for the actions of the girls as well as the actions of these men and women behind me. They came out today in force and solved this case in a few hours, and we got a really bad guy off the street, and I think averted a potential tragedy. At about 1:43 this morning, we received a 911 call from a mother on Abigail Lane in Callaway that indicated that her two girls had woken her screaming, and they indicated that a male subject had entered the house through the window of the house and had removed the pants of a 12-year-old girl. She began screaming, her sister began screaming, and the male fled outside of the residence. Criminal Investigations Division, Patrol, Springfield Police Department's K-9 responded and just did an outstanding job in a few short hours of identifying this subject and getting him into custody. And we'd like to announce today that we've arrested Stephen Tyler Cheatwood, age 27, who lives on East 9th Avenue in Springfield. We've arrested him on those charges. We also, in conducting research on this case, discovered that in Blount County, Alabama, in April 2016, he entered a residence in the evening hours, an occupied residence, and was shot as a result of breaking into that residence and was arrested for that case. So, this is a case that could very easily be one of those national cases where we're sitting here talking about an abduction and a missing child, and the whole community trying to find this child, or even worse, a murder investigation. And again, I am just so thankful for these men and women that are behind me that came out today and gave it their all and solved this case. And now we've got a really bad guy off the streets and in jail. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have.
So which agencies helped find this man last night other than PCSO?
We did have this is close to the jurisdictional limits of Springfield as well. The suspect lives in Springfield, so I believe Springfield Police Department K-9 came out and assisted as well last night. But this required an extraordinary amount of work, neighborhood canvases to pull videos and interview neighbors, and actually through an interview of a neighbor, someone in the general area, we were able to identify this subject as our suspect. We were able to take him into custody, and he made admissions in reference to entering the house into this crime. So I feel like we've got a strong case, and he's going to be off the streets.
Were there any injuries other than he did touch the child? Were there any other injuries?
Our indications, according to her, is that he did remove her pants. So certainly had very, very terrible intentions.
What were the charges?
We've charged him with burglary of an occupied dwelling, lewd and lascivious conduct, burglary of a structure, and attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling. We also have a case as we responded, there was another 911 call, and he attempted to break into a storage shed in that general area as well.
You said this happened early this morning?
Yeah, about 1:43 this morning.
And then how long after the incident was it until you found him?
I believe probably early afternoon, maybe 1 o'clock this afternoon, about 12 hours later.
Where was he located?
His house on 9th Street.
Okay.
9th Street.
Was there a connection between him and the family's house that he broke into, or was it a random?
I'm not aware of any connection.
Does he have any other criminal history other than that incident in 2016?
What we've seen on that.
He does have another burglary, but there was no indication in that one of this type of intention.
What advice would you have for parents, or what would you tell parents that are worried about this kind of thing, or what would you tell them if they were in this situation to do?
Well, certainly it's a very serious situation, and it's, I think sometimes we think that kind of thing can't happen here, but it can. It can. We have to take necessary precautions, have to educate our children about that something like that can happen, about being safe, as well as, locking your doors and windows. We're we're still working on exactly how he got in there, but certainly a good prevention tip is to keep the doors and windows locked, have an alarm, use that. But this is, this is not something that was solved by pure luck or happenstance. These guys all came out in force and just did an outstanding job. And one of the main reasons I wanted to call a press conference on Sunday afternoon is to brag on these guys, because these are the kind of cases that go unsolved if not for hard work and dedication to this job. So I personally am thankful for the work that y'all done on this case.